For those who haven't met me, my name is Haixia Wang. I'm a Chinese teacher at the Modern Languages Center. And from today's topic, we can see that 3 aspects will be covered in this workshop. Firstly, flipped classroom, and then technology use, and the last, tech tasks sharing. So let's move to the first part, the flipped classroom. I think you have all heard about the flipped classroom. It has become the 热点, the buzzword now in teaching, and the EDU and ILIT, they have been promoting the flipped classroom. So I won't give a very specific explanation. So basically in the traditional classroom, students will go to the class and the instructor delivers the learning content, and after class, students will practice exercises. And in the flipped classroom, the students will preview the study materials by themselves, assimilate the learning content, and in the classroom, they will discuss with the teacher, raise questions, and maybe do some tasks or activities. And after class, they will check and confirm and get familiar with the study materials again. So to be honest, I have tried flipped classroom for multiple times. This is my 3rd time trying to flip my classroom. I tried it before with my CLT 021 and the CLT 107, 207, 307 modules, and the previous experiences were not very exciting. I assigned students with the study materials, but only 1 or 2 students would do the work and assimilate the learning content. Most students couldn't discuss, raise questions, or do the tasks in the live sessions due to the lack of prerequisite knowledge. But it has been working pretty well this semester for my CLT 027 module for 2 reasons from my perspective. Firstly, CLT 027, as you can see from here, it's an intensive course. Students choose the intensive course because they are motivated. So personally, I think student motivation is a key factor for a successful flipped classroom. Secondly, the study load of students have been reduced with both synchronous and asynchronous courses, as we can see from the timetable here. Here, this is the timetable. So for the asynchronous classes, the materials provided are videos, learning more quizzes, H5P exercises, etc. Students need to get familiar with the learning content by self-study and bring their questions to the live sessions. But in most cases, students will have no question to ask or discuss. So the teacher needs to design tasks or activities for students to practice what they have learned by themselves. After class, they will check and confirm their understanding with more assignments. Okay. So 4 types of videos that are commonly found. Video with the teacher's explanation and examples, with the real life situations, animation style, such as whiteboard animation, or video already existed on multiple channels, such as UU Chinese on YouTube. The most commonly used one in my classroom is the first one, because it's easier to make and it can combine with the other 3. And Camtasia and H5P are adopted to make interactive videos. Personally, I use H5P more often. So let's firstly have a look at my module page of CLT 027. Let me share my module page. Okay. So this is my module page, and this is the time schedule. And when students click this, why is it like this? When students click it, they will find a study plan. It's loading too forever. So these are the dates. Sorry, it's in Chinese. These are the dates, and when students click it, they will find what they should do at what time. So Beijing time, 11 to 1, they need to click here to join the live session. And this session is for review, a review of last week's learning content. And this course, they will have to learn the new content by themselves. So Quizlet, and watch the video and finish the exercises, watch the grammar video, finish these exercises, and read the text and finish the text exercises. And then they will bring their questions to this live session on Wednesday, and we will have lots of tasks and activities. So in the live sessions, the teachers won't explain the learning content anymore if students don't have any more questions. And let's have a look at the video I have made here. It's made with H5P interactive video. So it's interactive video means you need to watch it, and at some certain point, you need to do the exercises, finish the exercises here. Okay, if you want to know how to make this kind of web page, our excellent IT officer Yao Wu, she has has made a video on how to make such page and how to make interactive videos using H5P. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, so let's move to the second part, the technology use or gamification. The first technology we are going to talk about is the Mentimeter. And I want you to use the Mentimeter to scan and tell me what tech tools have you used in your classroom or have you heard of. Mentimeter could be a tech tool that to collect feedback from your students during the class. You can also ask your students to design a Mentimeter page to collect feedback from their classmates during group works. Okay, so what tech tools have you used in your classroom? Can you scan the QR code and type? I saw Kahoot, Mentimeter, WordWall, Padlet, videos, Bilibili, Quizlet, Whiteboard, Learnimo, Quizzy, YouTube. More are coming. Pause in BBB. So far we have 17 participants. Etherpad on learning mode. Okay. So before my presentation, I was worried. What if everyone knows everything? What if everyone knows every tech tools I'm going to introduce? So I think I can introduce some new tools here in this session. As I said, if you want to know how to use Mentimeter here, you can click type, and there are several popular types. This is the word cloud, ranking skills, multiple choice, open-ended, select answer, type answer, etc. Students can use this one to collect feedback from the groups and then report in the main session. This is the Mentimeter. Then let's move to next one. So here are the word lists we are going to use, because when we use tech tool, we need to practice some vocabularies or expressions. So I have prepared some of the Chinese word for you. So I will paste the link in the chat so you can open it. So I know for some of you, this might be too easy for you. You have already been a Chinese expert. But if you are not very familiar with those words, you can always go back to this chat and this chart and check again for the Chinese version, because we are going to use those in the following apps or tech tools we are going to introduce. Okay, so the first tech tool for flashcards, if I'm going to use the tech tool to make flashcard, what website or what tech tool can I use? Can you give me some examples in the chat? Or use annotate to tell me. Sorry, I already shown the answer. And Quizlet, yes, thanks. Sam, Quizlet, Miss D, Quizlet, yes, Quizlet. Quizlet is always the first choice. And there is another one called Study Stock. Okay, so let me show you the web page of the Quizlet. I don't think I need to explain more of the Quizlet. So this is the Quizlet page, and you can learn, you can write, you can spell, you can test, you can do some of the games like match, etc. And live is for the online class. It's like Kahoot. It's another version of Kahoot, but students can play in groups. Okay, so this is Quizlet. And let me explain something about the studies stock, this one. But personally, I prefer Quizlet because it's easier to make. And later you will know that you can actually copy the Quizlet word list and paste it in other tech tools. So you don't have to remake it to reduce your workload. For the study stock, there are more games that you can play, like the matching game here to match, and the snowman, crossword, typing, quiz, etc., etc. I think it works better with the English language. For Chinese, some of the games, they don't really work. So you need to try by yourselves. And as long as you have made a word list of flashcards, those games are automatically made by the system. Okay, so this is the flashcard activity. And then after you make the flashcard and students previewed the words, what are the tech tools for practicing vocabulary? Can you give me some examples for practicing vocabulary? Kahoot, yes, thanks, Christina. Kahoot is always our first choice, and during the pre-survey at the beginning of this session, lots of people has typed Kahoot, but Kahoot is not the only one. We have those as the alternative of Kahoot. So the Quizlet, Quizzy, Socrative, and Gymkit. Personally, my favorite is Gymkit because all of those are of similar style, but Gymkit, it offers lots of other styles. Okay, so if you are not familiar with those, don't worry. I'm going to give you a word list of all those, a list of the titles of all those websites with the, give me a second, this one, with the YouTube link. So you can watch it, you can review after this session how to use those online tech tools. And by the way, I strongly suggest you to subscribe this guy, Russell Stannard, and also this one, Technology for Teachers and Students. Those two accounts are very wonderful. Okay, so this list will be provided for you. So no worries, if you don't know how to make those online games, you can always review. Let's move back to the Gymkit. So I will create a Gymkit game within 1 minute. Let me show you. So this is the Gymkit, and you need to click this one, Gymkit Live, not this one. This is for students. Okay, I saw several questions here. Very thoughtful, appreciate it. You're very welcome. 不客气. Okay, so as you can see here, there is no game for this session. Nothing has been created. So I can create one by exporting, click export, exporting the word list from Quizlet. That's why I prefer Quizlet more. So you can just copy the text. If you didn't follow me here, the 3 dots, export, and then copy text. And then you go to the live session here, new kit, names. I'm going to say tasks and tag use. And then next, and then you need to choose a picture, and you can search a picture, you can upload a picture, etc. So I'm going to use this one. It doesn't really matter. And then you create with the flashcards, you import flashcards, and you paste it, and then create, and then it's done. So it's as easy as this, finish kit, and then it's here. Okay, so if you click play live, you can play it in your live sessions. If you click assign homework, you can also assign it with your students as homework. So let's try the play live. In our, sorry for the loading. In our real classroom, normally, sometimes we ask students to draw a picture of the word or the expression or a sentence, and the other students can guess. But for the online session, some teachers said, we can't do this anymore, but actually we can with this function, draw that. There are tons of other functions. The classic and the team mode are like Kahoot. So I seldom use those two modes. And trust no one, this is also very exciting. It's like a mafia game, if you have played that before. There is an imposter in the team, and you need to detect the bad guy, and you have to vote and discuss in English or in Chinese in my course. And then if the guy is correct, you win, and if it's wrong, the bad guy win, the bad team win. So this is the trust no one, and humans with versus zombies. Some students are humans and some students are zombies, and you can exercise and play the win the coins, win the blood by successfully doing the assignments. Okay, and then boss battle. Sometimes I join the game and I play as the boss in the team. So sometimes students will try to beat me in this game. So far, these 4 are my favorites: boss battle, humans versus zombies, and trust no one, and this one, draw that. So if you want to learn more, the YouTube video is provided for you. You can always have a look. So let's try the draw that game. So in this case, I'm going to choose the characters. So I hope you have installed the Chinese input in your cell phone. If not, then you will have to watch. Okay, so this one. If you are a Chinese teacher, unfortunately, you will have to choose blank, nothing shown at all. And also you need to turn off this button, because for Chinese, the characters, they will reveal the characters and it's too easy for the students to guess. Okay, so let's try this game. Now you are the students. You need to go to this website. I suggest you go to this website with your cell phone, so it's easier to draw using your hand. And type in this code, 21071. 21070. Let me paste the link in the chat. I saw Haiyun, Kiki, Sam has joined. If your student has used a not very proper name in the real class, you can always remove them from the game. Click and remove them from the game and ask them to type again. In the real classroom, I will wait for all the students to join us, but let me see, 57 participants. So I will wait for another 2 minutes. During this session, if you don't know the meaning of this Chinese word, you can always go back to the word list. To the word list, you can just click this link to find the word list. If you can't join us, no worries. You can see from the screen how good our teachers are at drawing. Okay, let's start the game. So if you click random students, the system will select a student. You can also select the students you want to choose. So I will let the system choose. And we can see that this student is selecting a term. 3 terms will be provided, and he will choose one, and then he will draw, and you can guess what word it is and type. You are drawing the character. You should type in Chinese character. As you can see from here, Haiyun got it. Pablo figured it out. Xiaoying, KK, Lulu. Yeah. You can end the round early. This is the countdown of time. How? Yeah, and then it will show 我, 我. You need to type in Chinese character. And then start next round. Anyone want to draw for next round? You can type your name in the chat so I can select your name for next round. Robin, it's your time to draw. Nothing. Robin can't draw? 没有什么。With your mouth or on your phone with your finger you can't do it? Cha, T. Okay, next round, anyone want to try to draw from your side? Because this will be the last round. We have lots of content to cover. Nobody? Me, Li Kun. What's your ID here? KK, oh, okay, KK, which KK? 2 KK, okay. Let's see if you are lucky. So we can't tell which KK here is you. Not this one. So how about this KK? Are you selecting a term? You logged out, so we can end this round early and assign the second KK. Very vivid. 小颖 Hanzi in Chinese. Zhang without haha. Kiki is an artist. Okay, so you know how to play the draw that game now. As I show you, it's very easy to make. I think for English teachers, it's even better because the system language is in English. So for Chinese teacher, we have to adapt. Okay, and sometimes we don't want students to be exposed to too much English in our classes, but we have to do so. Okay, as I said, there are other functions with the gym kit, not gym kit, gym kit here. Trust no one. I strongly suggest you to try this one. It's really exciting. And humans versus zombies, etc. It can be used to practice word and sentences, both word and sentences. Okay, this is the gym kit. And then let's move to word wall. I think lots of you have heard of word wall. And here are the two of the games I have designed using word wall. Okay, let me delete this one first. The first one is here. You can try to play it by yourself. It's a maze cheese. And the second one is here. Okay, give me some time to turn on the word wall link and you can try to play those two games. This is word wall. The first game is here. It's a maze cheese game. It can be used to practice word like you. You is 你, this character. So you need to direct this person to here to win. And you have got 3 lives. Okay. It can also be used to practice sentences. Like this one, 你喝什么? 你喝什么? What do you drink? So 米饭 rice I can't 喝 and 三明治 I can't 喝 I can't drink and 汉堡 this one hamburger I can't drink. So it must be tea. Okay, I don't want to die. 茶 here, tea. So I have only designed 2 examples to give you some ideas on how to play this game. And also there are tons of other activities like this one. To group thought, the second link I sent you in the chat. Okay, it's like 吃的, 喝的. 吃的 means food, 喝的 means drinks. So can you assign 吃的 and 喝的? Can you group those things into correct category? So the first one, 茶 is tea, so 喝的. 咖啡 coffee, 喝的. 汉堡 吃的. 米饭 吃的. 三明治 吃的. And then you submit the answers. Okay, you can also group them with the Western food and the Chinese food. 中国食物和西方食物跟汉堡、三明治、米饭、茶、汉堡、三明治、咖啡，etc. Okay, so it's very easy to make, and you can check students' results from here. Result for tasks and tech use, this one. As we can see, 4 students, 4 teachers have played, and the average score and top score, fastest, and then the detailed report here. Okay. And my results here. Okay, if you click create activity, there are tons of other activities like matchup. You can also design a matchup using Learning More, but it's much more difficult to design from my perspective. Yes, and then the random wheel. I will show you one activity of the random wheel. Although it's in Chinese, sorry about that. But like this one, a random wheel. You can put the questions here and spell it. Of course, you can put students into groups and send the link to your students, and then they can spell it. And then that question is, 你设定你未来的职业目标了吗? Have you set up your future career goals? And when students answered this question, you can eliminate it. And this question will gone, and the rest will, you will continue with the rest of those questions. Okay. This is the random wheel. Group thought, we have played the group thought with the second link. What else? Find the match. Find the match is also very easy to make. You just put the answer here and give a clue in English or explain the meaning of the word. For example, I will say clue is coffee and answer is cafe, and answer is 茶, clue is 中国人喜欢喝, Chinese people like to drink. I'll just give you 2 examples. Okay. Example, and it's done. Oh, sorry. Must be 3. And the last one, 三明治. 三明治. 我们一楼有. We have one on the first floor of foundation building. Okay, so when you share the link to your students will find this page. And then this is the clue, and they will choose the correct one. Cafe. 我们一楼有. We have one on the first floor. That's 三明治. And then the last one, 中国人喜欢喝, that's 茶. You can share the link by clicking here. Set assignment or make public. Set assignment. It has a deadline or end of game, etc. Those functions, and then start. And then you can copy and paste the link to the chat. Okay, so this is, let me see. This is the find the match and missing word. Missing word, we can also design missing word using learning more quiz function, but it will cost around 10 minutes or 15 minutes to do that. But with the word 我, it costs like within 1 minute. For example, this one, 我吃米饭, 你吃什么? I want students to feel the missing word to be 吃 and 什么, what. And then it's done. And then students can drag and submit the answers. Okay, this is missing word. And jumbo. And jumbo is more practical for English courses. For Chinese courses, it's useful for practicing Chinese idioms, like the order of Chinese idioms. But for sentences, sometimes the characters are repeated in certain sentences, and the sentences could be arranged in different ways. So you have to think it very carefully before creating and assign this assignment to your students. And matching pairs. Word search. Word search is also very good for the Chinese characters. We'll find the Chinese characters. For example, 你好, hello. 咖啡, coffee. 我喜欢, 我喝茶, I drink tea. 我喝茶, I drink tea. And then it's done, sorry. No less than 3 characters, okay. 你好吗? How are you? 我吃汉堡, I eat hamburger. And 我喝茶, I drink tea. And then students can find the word with the word search. It's as easy as that. It's very simple to make. So 我吃汉堡 here. 我喝茶 here. Okay. So this is the maze cheese. We have practiced this before with our first link, and true or false, as it said, it's very easy. You can discover the rest of those by yourself. Because of the time limit, let's continue. Let's continue with the H5P. There are two links I want to share with you. The first one is drag and drop. If you are very interested in the H5P activities, you can also go to the Wuyao session, the EDU colloquium on Thursday, I think, Thursday and Friday. Wuyao has a session talking about H5P activities, Wuyao and Genying. So let me share the first one, this one. So this is a picture and some of the words. Students will drag the words into the picture and they will check the answers later. Okay. I will just play too because it's in Chinese, so maybe some of you don't know, but you have a basic idea on what this is about. And then the second one is memory game. We have all played the memory game, and this one is to help you design it using H5P. I have pasted the link in the chat. You can open the link and try it by yourself. This is the memory game page. You can flip this card and flip this card, and they don't match. So, but you should memorize the location of those two cards. Okay, and then this one, they don't match. 三明治is sandwich. Oh, 咖啡 I think I have a 咖啡. No, 汉堡. Yeah, this one, 汉堡 and hamburger. They match, so they will disappear. Okay, you can let students play in groups in on-site classrooms, but for online classrooms, students can share the screen, but they can't click one by one. So maybe you can set it up as a competition. Who can finish? Who can be the first one to finish this game? Okay. This is the H5P. Of course, there are other activities, loads of other activities that can be created with H5P. You can just Google H5P games, and it can give you lots of examples and the instructions on how to create them. Okay, the last one, not the last one, this one is also very good for making Jeopardy games. The first one is PlayFactio. The second one is Bamboozle. I don't know if you have tried those two before. Let me show you the page of PlayFactio. They're both very easy to make. This is the page for PlayFactio. I will use this one as an example. So play now. You can choose how many teams you have, as many as 50 teams. So normally I choose four or five or 3 teams, depending on how many students I have. Okay, and then you can let students select an icon, or you can auto select and start the game. With the PlayFactio, you will have to add the money they have won by yourself. Okay, for example, this one, what's the answer? And you can show the answer. If they win, you will add money to their team. But I prefer Bamboozle here. Let me leave this page. Bamboozle here, because it's more fun and I like the layout of the web page. Okay, so when you log into the Bamboozle, when you click games, it will give you loads of examples of the games the other teachers have made, like all of those. Okay. And let me show you one of the games I have made for this session. This one, tasks and technology use. Okay, this is the summary of all the questions. So when this game is finished, you can review together with all the classmates. Christina said, have heard about Bamboozle in a PD session, but haven't tried it yet. Yeah, you should try it in your classroom. It's very fun. Students like it so far. Okay, and then when you click play it, you can select how many teams, 4 teams, how many questions. And normally I choose the classic junior or classic function instead of a quiz function because they are more fun. Okay, so let's try this one. And then I group students into 4. I will tell them which team you will be in. So team 1, team 2, team 3, and team 4. And then team 1, you will choose 1 question. Like Xiaoying, can you give me a number? Xiaoying, I saw you. Are you there?
我选了11。
11 哦 11 OK so 11这是什么？
这是一杯茶。
这是茶啊茶 OK so I will click OK and then team 1 will get 3 points. Okay, Anne, are you there? Anne Brankingham. Can you give me a?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you give me a number?
4.
4. Okay, 4. Okay, what does 什么 mean in English?
What?
Yeah, great. Your Chinese is excellent. So team 2 get 1 point. Okay, you can decide the value of the question when you design it. Okay, these are the questions. And for example, this one, 你喝咖啡吗? This is more difficult. You need to answer this question with whole sentences. But what does 三明治 mean in English? You just need an English word. So this is 1 point. This is like 5 points. So let me show you how to design one. So when you design it, as you can see, those are already designed. You can just put the question and answers and the point here, choose the point here. And you can upload an image here from your computer. Okay, those images are uploaded. You can also duplicate this one, like 你喝咖啡吗? And then save. Okay, this is the Bamboozle. Any questions with the Bamboozle? No? Personally, I prefer Bamboozle rather than this one, PlayFactio. But I use both. Okay, and then the student output. Of course, for those, you can also let students use these websites to design their own games. Like, can you design a Kahoot game and test your classmates, test within your group? I think it's better than the teachers design the whole games by themselves. And for the Bamboozle with 2A, if you are going to Google it, by the way. Okay, so if you are going to play the Bamboozle and the PlayFactio games, you can collect the questions from students and then create the game. I think it's more fair, and the students will think it's more fun to ask their own questions. Okay, and for the other student output tech tools, the first one. It has been mentioned with the brainstorm session, the Etherpad in the Learning More. This is the Learning More page. Normally, I ask students to give me examples of the sentences or to collect ideas on a certain topic. And then this one, the forum, of course, we are very familiar with this forum. And the Padlet. Padlet is also very good because it also allows students to record themselves. And you can also assign students with the speaking activities. And also they can also upload their videos to the Padlet. Those games are great. We'll try them later. Thanks. You're very welcome. Okay, so those are the 3 games for the student output activities. And let's move to the third part, the tech tasks. Sorry for the delay. I realized it's already the end of the session. I will move quickly. Okay, so the tech tasks. The first one is the debate. We have all tried the debate in our session, in our classrooms. And this debate can be found on our Learning Mode page. It's like this. So I assign students with the topic and give them some of the guidance, and students can work in groups and post their reasons here. And I also give students an exercise paper with the specific instructions on what to do, because sometimes they don't know what to do during the group sessions. They will talk about something else. So they will name their team and they will assign the roles, who will be the first one, the second one, the third one, who will summarize in the end. And then they will post the reasons in the Learning Mode. And this is the template for their speech, for their debate speech in the main session. Okay, and then the template for the second one, the template for summarizing, and then when they go to the main session, they will debate with the other party. And also poster. Sometimes we ask students to make posters on the topic. For example, traveling, environment protection, etc. And this is the website I found very easy to make the poster. It's called Canva.cn. In Chinese, it's 可画. And those 2 posters are made by my students using this website. Okay. If you go to this website, unfortunately it's in Chinese for English teachers, but for the Chinese teachers, it's very good because finally we have a Chinese one. And you Google 海报, poster, brochure, etc. And you can also Google certain topic from here, like 旅游, etc. So it will give you some of the templates students can use. And then dub a video. Of course, we can always find a real movie clip and then dub the video, but it's very difficult to find the appropriate one that is suitable for our learning content. So I found a very interesting one called whiteboard animation, like this one. This is a whiteboard animation. This is an example of how I use the whiteboard animation to assign tasks. So the name of the task is here, and I ask the students to download the animation that's made by myself, and then they can work in groups to dub the animation. And those are the words they will have to use in the video, etc. And they can use Zhumu to make the video. Okay, so I will share the video made by my students. This one. Let me turn up the audio.
一个农夫有个庞大的牧场，有许多不同的动物，有马，有鸡，有狗，也有牛。对于牛奶行业，他的农场是个巨大的贡献者，所以挤奶牛对他来说是一个很重要的工作。有一天，住在大城市的朋友敲了他的门，朋友问他：“你真的要永远当农夫吗？不想考虑尝试别的事业吗？”那天晚上，期间
I will stop here because it's in Chinese. Probably don't know what she's talking about, and the 2 of them are working together on this video. Okay. if you want to know how to make the whiteboard animation, probably I can deliver another workshop on how to make it. And this is the original one without any sound. Okay. So recently I found those two tech tools. The first one is, did I share the screen? Sorry. The first one is Poll Everywhere. I think it's a tool for students to design a questionnaire. Maybe they can investigate the Chinese students. They have some interesting, they are always very curious of Chinese students' life. So they can design the questionnaire. And this one, they can draw the mind map. Let me go through quickly. And then the VR and AR, some teachers might think, oh, it's too fancy and we don't have the equipment. Actually, for the Google AR, they can provide such AR images like this one. As you can see, this is the PowerPoint I am using to prove that I made this video by myself, okay? Sorry for the lousy sound. Okay, and this one. For the beginner level of Chinese classes, maybe when we teach the location, like 熊猫在桌子上面 the panda is on the desk, 老虎在书柜旁边 the tiger is beside the bookshelf. So you can ask students to make such videos using Google AR, and they can post it on Padlet. And the other students can comment, and they can also describe this video they have made. And another one is called Google Earth. We all know Google Earth, so I don't think I have to show you the Google Earth it is. But when we talk about traveling, delivering the topic of traveling, we can use Google Earth to let students guide us to their hometown and give an introduction. Okay, so this is Google Earth. Okay, so it's loading forever. You can just type the location and let students describe their hometown using Google Earth in the classroom. And then to be continued. There are other tools to be discovered later and to be shared by our teachers. And the last one, how do you like those tech tools? Because of the time limit, I don't want to keep you from your lunch forever, so I will skip this one. I am using the Mentimeter to collect the feedback from you. As you can see, when you scan the QR code, you can select which level you are. And you can also use this tool to collect students' feedback and let students collect other students' feedback. Okay, so I will end my session with a Chinese thing of toism, 授人以鱼不如授人以渔. I hope we can all teach our students how to fish, and I hope you have learned something today. Hope you have enjoyed this session. Okay, do you have any questions? Let me see if we have any questions. Do those software have both free and paid options? Yes, they have free and paid options, except VideoScribe to produce whiteboard animation. They only have the paid options. They only offer paid account, but for others, you can always use it for free, try it for free. Can they be provided by the university? So far, I don't think they have been provided by the university. We need to download the programs. Can we get the software on personal devices or just our office computer? Maybe you can email Solid to say if it can be. Yeah, Camtasia, you can. I'm quite sure you can get it installed in your personal computer, because I got one in my personal computer. you can just contact IT and they will do that for you. Oh, thank you, Pablo. You have answered that question. Yes, it's for free. Yeah, thank you, Pablo. Okay, thank you, everyone. If you don't have any questions, I hope you enjoy your lunch. And by the way, no worries, the PowerPoint and this Word file, as I mentioned, will be shared. 不客气。不客气，enjoy your lunch.